Gaius, later known as Caligula, was born into the illustrious Julio-Claudian dynasty in 12 CE. His father, Germanicus, was a beloved military general, widely respected by the people, and his mother, Agrippina the Elder, was a prominent figure in Roman society. As a child, Caligula accompanied his father on campaigns and was affectionately nicknamed Caligula, meaning little boots, after the miniature soldier's uniform he wore. Following Germanicus's death under suspicious circumstances, Caligula was taken into the care of Emperor Tiberius. Tiberius's reign was known for its cruelty, and Caligula grew up witnessing torture and political purges, developing a hardened sense of distrust and brutality. Caligula's ascension to the throne was celebrated in 37 CE after Tiberius's death. His first months as emperor were full of promise. He was seen as a young, charismatic leader who would rejuvenate Rome. In a series of popular moves, he recalled exiles, abolished oppressive taxes, and hosted grand games and spectacles. However, only 6 months into his rule, Caligula fell gravely ill. His recovery, according to some historians, marked a turning point in his character. Whether due to a lasting illness, trauma from witnessing years of Tiberius's cruelty, or simply the corrupting influence of absolute power, Caligula's behavior began to take a disturbing turn. Upon his recovery, Caligula's actions grew increasingly erratic. Ancient sources depict a ruler obsessed with his own divinity, claiming to be a living god and demanding worship from his subjects. Caligula's self-deification was a stark departure from previous emperors who, while sometimes venerated after death, had not declared themselves gods in life. Caligula built temples for himself, demanded sacrifices, and even appointed priests in his name, outraging Rome's conservative senate and nobility. To fund his lavish lifestyle, Caligula drained the treasury and resorted to extreme measures, including confiscating property from wealthy Romans and imposing heavy taxes. The emperor's obsession with extravagance is captured in the stories of his construction projects and lavish games, where he spent enormous sums on chariot races, gladiatorial contests, and theatrical performances, often participating himself in these events. One of the most bizarre tales involves Caligula's horse, Incitatus, whom he reportedly planned to appoint as a consul. Although likely exaggerated, the story symbolizes Caligula's disregard for Rome's traditional institutions. His audacious behavior alienated the Senate, military leaders, and aristocrats, sowing seeds of discontent among those who wielded real power. As Caligula's actions became more unpredictable and his punishments for dissent more brutal, opposition against him grew. Senators resented his disregard for Roman customs and feared his retribution. Caligula humiliated military officers and had several prominent figures executed without trial, further isolating him from Rome's elite. Cassius Chaerea, an officer in the Praetorian Guard, became one of his most determined enemies. Caligula frequently mocked Chaerea's voice and masculinity, public humiliations that stoked Chaerea's hatred. Chaerea, along with several senators and palace officials, decided to act. They recognized that Caligula's erratic rule not only endangered their own lives, but threatened the stability of the empire itself. By early 41 CE, Chaerea and his co-conspirators had solidified their plan to assassinate the emperor, choosing a time and place that would ensure his isolation and the conspirators' success. The assassination of Emperor Caligula marked a significant turning point in Roman history, illustrating the lethal consequences of power unrestrained by law or moral responsibility. Caligula's downfall was the result of a tragic trajectory, a promising young prince who became one of history's most infamous despots. His assassination revealed the extent of resentment he had fostered and established the Praetorian Guard as a decisive force in Roman politics. While Caligula's life and reign have been the subject of historical debate, his legacy is undeniable. His assassination did not bring peace or stability. Instead, it served as a grim reminder of the political volatility that permeated the Roman Empire. In the annals of history, Caligula's dark tale endures as a cautionary story of ambition, excess, and the peril of a leader's unchecked descent into tyranny.